Elizabeth Eckel, and welcome to Economic Development 24/7, Peoria's newest show keeping you informed about your city. Have you heard about the university recruitment that Peoria is doing? In the studio to talk about it is Maria Lochner, Economic Development Manager for the city and Head Project Manager on the University Initiative. Hi, Maria.
Hello.
Why is higher education important to economic development?
Well, higher education is really the building block of the economic development. I mean, what economic development relies on more than anything is workforce. And higher education allows opportunities for your traditional student, your 18 to 22-year-old, to your active adult who wants to go back and retool, to someone who is re-careering themselves or wants to get an additional master's degree or additional certification. They really provide that training that's so necessary to create that workforce.
And I understand the city's targeting STEM education. That's focusing on science, technology, engineering, and math. Why this focus?
Well, you know, we did an analysis about 3 years ago that looked at what types of education were available in the Valley. And what we discovered is that while there is obviously science, technology, engineering, and math available, it's not in the West Valley, number one. Number two, the demand for such programs far outstrips supply. So what we're finding is if you want engineering right now, you could go to ASU, but you have to go to East Mesa because they're only offering it in the East Valley. So if we thought if we could target these types of programs that are in great demand but in limited supply here in our own valley, we could build a workforce that requires technical training to get the high-wage jobs that we're going after, because all of the jobs that we're trying to create in these high-wage industries are overwhelmingly going to be in professional and technical careers.
And do you have plans for more universities?
Well, currently we're speaking with 2 more universities, Huntington University and St. Scholastica out of Duluth, Minnesota. And while we're early on with them, we're making progress, and we're hoping to be making some type of an announcement before summer.
And what's the city's ultimate plan with regards to this initiative?
Well, the ultimate plan is to create a diverse economy. The only way we're going to be able to create a diverse economy is if we can create workforce that meets the high wage jobs that are out there. And then once we have the workforce that's built in, that will attract businesses to Peoria and make them want to relocate here.
I believe education's always a great plan for the future of a city.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
So as you heard, the city's been working to recruit higher education for about 3 years and has had great success. Here to discuss the initiative and its impact on the community and the entire West Valley are Dr. Earl Brooks, the president of Trine University, and Dr. Natali, vice president and provost with Glendale Community College. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you for having us.
Trine University is the first university to announce they are coming to Peoria. Dr. Brooks, what is Trine University?
Well, Trine University is based in Angola, Indiana. We're an institution of about 2,500 students, with our primary focus being a school that focuses on professional studies, with our strengths being in engineering, business, teacher education.
Why Peoria?
Well, we've had the opportunity over the years, as we've grown, to open 8 branch centers across the state of Indiana and 1 in Michigan. Peoria now will be our 9th, so we have experience taking quality programs off of our main campus and making those accessible to learners in other environments. It really comes as a result of the work of the city of Peoria and their strategic plan and their partnership, and one of the things that they discovered was the need to bring higher education to the region. And we seem to be a good fit with their needs, with strengths in engineering and technology to assist with economic development, job growth, and providing 4-year educational opportunities for students of the Valley.
And Dr. Natali,
Yes, ma'am.
how does Glendale Community College envisioning partnering with Trine?
I think the biggest aspect of the partnership is that our students live in this area. There are probably 5 zip codes that provide about 80% of the students. It gives them the opportunity to do their first 2 years of college with Glendale Community College, knowing they'll be accepted into another college or university to complete the last 2 years. And that gives them the opportunity to know they don't have to go away, they can stay here. They know what's to be expected because the partnership provides that articulation that says if you do these 2 or 3 things, you're going to be accepted. It's not then a competitive admissions. They know they're going to be in here, and they know they can stay in with taking care of family, friends, business, whatever they need to do.
And that's a big draw.
It is.
And from the perspective of the community college, what value is there for the West Valley to have Trine in our backyards?
And as I stated, you know, our students come from, you know, very few zip codes when you think about it. but the West Valley is kind of limited, particularly when you look at ours being on 59th Avenue. You go west from us and there really isn't very much. So to have something now at 83rd Avenue without actually going into Nevada or some other state, I think is a real advantage for us. Yeah, and you know, living in Peoria, you talk to folks and they'll say, well, this is on the other side of 17. Well, I'll skip it. I'm not going to go. To have it right here, I think, is such an advantage. And for us, I know it is, because we can tell our students, if you do these things, Trine's right here, it's down the road, you don't have to leave. And it's going to be more than just Peoria. We know that it's going to be North Phoenix, Glendale, a number of areas that will benefit from this. So the efforts that Peoria has put out really benefit a region, not just a city.
It's location, location, location.
Yes, it
Right.
is.
And Dr. Brooks, based on the school's 125-year history in Indiana, what do you expect the impact of Trine to be on the community?
Well, again, it's about partnership. It's about building partnerships with the city. It's about building partnerships with community colleges, public schools. It's about building partnerships with the business community as we bring our strengths here to serve not only just the educational needs, but also outreach needs as we look down the road the potential of exploring an innovation center, building on the strengths of what we have to offer to help business and industry with skill sets. Some may be for credit, some not for credit, but really building a community partnership. And one of the things that we're most excited about is having felt the strength of a lot of these partnerships with a lot of different entities here and being welcome to town. And we're very excited about the opportunity to be here.
Dr. Brooks, two final and very important questions. When do classes start, and will you be offering sports?
We anticipate our first classes beginning in the summer, offering classes to both traditional and non-traditional students, with a lot of the period between now really for a larger ramp up in the fall of the year. So we're very excited about that opportunity. We're looking down the road in the planning stages as we grow 3 to 5 years out. I think anything's a possibility. Certainly bringing sports or athletic teams to the region and being a part of this would be a very exciting thing for us, as potentially we look at even maybe building a residential campus and a stronger campus here. So I think anything's a possibility with all the partnerships and all the support we've had here, and we're certainly looking forward to it.
And we are looking forward to having you in Peoria. Thank you so much for both of you joining us today, and welcome to Peoria.
Thank you, and thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Recently, Economic Development Services hosted the Investing in Innovation Forum, Peoria's third annual investment conference at the Arizona Broadway Theater. The event focused on innovation, the impact innovation has on our economy and our lives. A variety of expert speakers from higher education, advanced manufacturing, and healthcare shared their knowledge and experience on the importance of innovation.
One of the steps that I hope that we begin right here today is building a modern focus on engineering and mathematics and education and business that can not only build the future of Arizona, but help build the future of the country.
Think about the classroom where students have exposure to come into innovation, technology, be part of designing products, be part of marketing it, have our business kids involved. Well, that material costs too much. Have you thought about this type of material? You do the financial analysis on it. You take it to market. You're part of that whole aspect from the beginning to the end. Not only do you have a quality education, you're prepared to go to work.
Beginning with the discussion of perspectives on innovation, William Harris, President and CEO of Science Foundation Arizona, served as moderator.
Engineering and technology are my life and important to me. That the reason my country, our country, has been #1 in the world for so long is because of our technology, because of flying to the moon, because of all these wonderful things that we do.
And technical people will draw businesses here. Businesses will draw service opportunities, and that all relates to jobs.
Vice President of Business Development for the Greater Phoenix Economic Council, John Kruger, served as moderator for the advanced manufacturing portion.
And we operate in a business as basic as you can get. We take scrap materials. We're one of the biggest recyclers in the country. We take those materials, combine them with sands and clays and some energy, and put them through our process and make something that virtually touches everybody's life in ways you wouldn't imagine.
So I'll talk a little bit about what's important from an innovation standpoint for Maxwell and our manufacturing.
This really gives me an opportunity to really expand on what are we trying to accomplish for the U.S. population, the global population as a whole, how are we fundamentally trying to change biomanufacturing.
John Kruger continued as moderator during the New World of Healthcare segment of the event.
What we really believe is that technology is healthcare reform. There is a ton of conversation going on in our country and around the world about healthcare reform.
But one of the things that makes us really unique is we also have a pot of funding that we can make available to new startup companies. And this is both proof of concept funding and funding for more advanced opportunities that come through.
Peoria's Economic Development Director, Scott White, closed the event with his final remarks.
So innovation is a central plank in our economic development program here at the city. And with that, I want to thank you again for taking your time and making this a very successful innovation discussion.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Peoria's Places and Spaces. My name is Paul Zampini, and I'm one of the project managers for the City of Peoria's Economic Development Department. Today, I'm at a 50,000 square foot warehouse or manufacturing facility located at 8009 West Olive Avenue. This Class A freestanding warehouse or manufacturing building was built to suit in 2001 and is currently vacant and available for lease. This building is zoned I-1, light industrial in Peoria, and is perfect for manufacturing and warehouse space. There's approximately 45,000 square feet of warehouse or manufacturing space with an additional 4,800 square feet of office space, all located on a 4.14 acre lot. The building can also be divided into a 34,000 square foot warehouse office section. The clear height is 24 feet, ample three-phase power, fully fire sprinkled. There are 3 truck well and 2 grade level loading docks, each with 12 by 14 dock doors. The yard can be fenced and secured with excellent truck maneuverability and drive-around capacity. Thank you again for joining me, Paul Zampini, for another episode of Peoria Places and Spaces, here at a 50,000 square foot building on the southwest corner of 79th Avenue and Olive. If you have any other questions regarding this or any other properties, please give me a call.
Another year of spring training recently came to close here in the Valley. For Peoria, it was our 20th year. In studio with me are Chris Calcaterra, manager of the Peoria Sports Complex, and John Sefton, director of community services, to talk about the impact of spring training on Peoria. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Chris, how was this year, comparatively speaking?
This year's spring training was very successful. We had our 20th celebration of spring training in Peoria. And that started off actually with some unique weather patterns we had in the valley. We had rain, snow, hail, and actually heat this spring training. So this year was the World Baseball Classic. We had 37 baseball games in 37 days. And at the end of the season, we are very happy to preliminary numbers coming out are that we're about 197,000 fans came through the gates this season. And we're a little north, I should say, of 10% in revenues increase from comparative last year.
That's impressive. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Chris, what do you think are the most important impacts of spring training?
I think the most important impacts for spring are the fact that we bring so many visitors from out of state and around the valley to Peoria to experience what Peoria has to offer. And that's just the beautiful, pristine baseball at the Diamond and our activities around the sports complex and the economic impact we bring throughout spring training to all those guests that visit throughout the valley.
That area is always buzzing in March.
It sure is.
It's wonderful. John, in addition to spring training, what would you say are the most valuable quality of life elements Peoria has to offer?
Well, Elizabeth, I may be a little partial, but I look around and I see quality parks, quality trails, recreation centers that are second to none, and a library system that truly serves the community in ways that add to that quality of life.
And how will the proposed P83 improvements and sports park complement spring training and Peoria's quality of life?
The exciting thing about P83 is the way the branding and the activities will bring a whole new level of excitement to the P83 complex area. The complement, they go hand in hand. From an excitement at a ball game to an excitement of the entertainment district, it's going to be a whole new level of quality for the West Valley.
Yeah, and a destination 365 days a year, not just spring training.
Absolutely. The residents will have a place to go every day of the year.
I think that's wonderful. And both of you, have you started preparing for next year?
We have actually, and we're actually going through a construction process right now where we're taking down the 2 clubhouses for teams as we renovate those facilities, and those will be open next year as lead facilities for the sports complex. And the following year, we'll go into stadium improvements. But as we prepare for next year, it starts the day spring training ends. Both teams start at a 0-0 record. They're #1 in baseball. And then as they go through the season, they come back and train in Peoria. So we always prepare, meeting with the teams, meeting with all the city entities that help support spring training, and also our residents, as we like to have outside events and community events at the sports complex year-round.
And John, how have you started preparing?
It really starts with a lot of the budgets, the things that we work on throughout the year, the quality of life amenities that we have, the packages. It starts with the resources, and we're engaged right now getting the budgets put together, working on our resources and making sure that we've got quality amenities and quality programs.
And let's just hope it keeps getting better and better. Thanks so much for being here, guys.
Thank you.
Need a local contractor for your flooring? Peoria's own THT Vinyl Concepts has you covered.
Debbie Pearson here, Business Development Specialist with City of Peoria's Economic Development Services Department. Welcome to our second edition of Debbie's Quick Picks, the little show that highlights Peoria small businesses in a big way. Today we're at THT Vinyl Concepts, located at 9800 North 91st Avenue. I'd like to introduce you to Holly Brown, the owner, and see what she's been up to.
My husband was a floor covering installer his whole life. And 15 years ago, he decided he wanted to open a store. And the first store we opened actually was at 95th Avenue on Peoria and 95th. And so that's how we started. So we've been in retail since 1997. And we've always loved Peoria. It's grown and it offers so much for small businesses. That's why we decided to come back. You can come and just purchase flooring, but we also offer installation. We also now are general contractors, so we can actually do anything you need done in your home, from building kitchens and showers to putting on an addition if you want. We also offer a service called dust-free tile removal by Dust Be Gone, and that is actually a dust-free tile removal service that does really work. If you've ever had to remove ceramic tile and you see what it's like, this takes all of the hassle and the mess out of it. We firmly believe in and sell vinyl floor covering. And we're not talking the vinyl that you're used to, that Grandma used to have. This is the up and coming floor product of the future. Comes in planks or squares that looks like wood, tile, or stone. It's so durable, they're putting it in grocery stores and super Walmarts. The biggest percentage of our business is vinyl and vinyl install. And we figured we would capitalize on our expertise because we are certified and we've been doing it a long time. So we changed our name. You were looking for vinyl products, definitely come to THT.
Thank you so much, Holly, for showing us around THT Vinyl Concepts, located at 9800 North 91st Avenue. Until next time, keep it local.
Some Peoria residents wrote into EDS with questions, so we decided to answer them on air. First, Matt S. wrote and asked, what is happening with the old Walmart in Old Town? Well, the good news is that the center, the Peoria Town Center, was recently purchased by a local investor, and we're working with him to find a new user for it. While there have been lots of ideas for the space, no business has signed a lease agreement yet. Julie B. sent us this question. Why don't you offer over-the-counter permitting? Excellent question. EDS is currently working on a program to offer over-the-counter permitting in addition to electronic plan submittal and online permitting. We hope to roll out all three in the summer. If you have a development question you would like answered, please email us directly at peoriaed@peoriaaz.gov. And just to give a couple of updates to you, the construction work on Wagner Plaza 2 on Peoria and 85th Avenues is almost done. A grand reopening event is targeted for the third week in April. We would like to also announce that these establishments have recently opened in the city. Finally, if you've driven along Lake Pleasant Parkway, you probably noticed that work on Peoria Regional Medical Center has stopped. Unfortunately, the hospital lost its funding and is currently looking for new financing to complete the project. This project, of course, is privately funded on private land, so the city has little recourse. We're working to maintain an open dialogue with the Gilbert Hospital people, however, so that once their funding is secured, there will be no delay in resuming construction. That's it for this episode. As always, customer service is the #1 goal of economic development. If you have a question, please don't hesitate to call or click.